So this week's video is going to be a little bit more of a vlog behind the scenes of just so much that's going on. Where do I start? The famous Michael Jordan 512 TR, which has just attracted so many incredible opportunities to us and just this incredible excitement around the car online. Thank you to all the media channels, the Instagram channels for reposting the car, talking about the car. It's so cool to see how that car has touched so many lives and continues to touch so many lives. It has left us. It is on the way back to Italy to Zanasi Carrozzeria. And if you don't know what Zanasi is, they are the outfit that paints all of the Ferrari supercars. They handle all of the tailor-made cars. They are in the Ferrari campus and they are at the birthplace where the cars are born. So it's only appropriate that that car goes back to Italy and the restoration begins. Now, we've had the opportunity to talk to the former photographer for Michael Jordan, his family, the former mechanic's son that worked on the car when it was at Lake Forest Sports Cars. Chris Gardner has reached out to us, so we're definitely going to interview him. Very, very cool content coming on that car, and we are going to keep you guys up to date with all of the restoration and that progress as it goes on. We've got to talk about this car. It just arrived. This is a car that we had many years ago. It was about 6 years ago, before LP640 manual cars really took off. This is the lowest mileage LP640 manual left in North America as a coupe. 2,800 original miles. We recently learned, and I didn't know this, it was originally born as a factory show car, delivered through John Scotti.
Man, what a cool car. When you actually look at some of the options that this car got, the guy that ordered this car knew exactly what he was doing. On Murcielagos, 2009 came standard with the carbon ceramic. So these were actually an option for this year car. So super cool to see that he checked that box. The interior, Houston Terra.
So good. I love these interiors.
They totally make the car. It carries through to the headliner as well, which is nice to see.
Oh, that's cool.
Also got the Alcantara steering wheel, carbon fiber door sills, and the famous glass engine cover, which not all the cars got.
Is that about all the options you could spec?
The one that he didn't get, which is what makes this car special, is the e-gear transmission. So that's the thing that people like to forget, is that of the era, it was always prestigious to get the e-gear transmission. So to have this as the standard manual box is what makes this car special, that he did not check that option. And it's more common to find cars that got all the options, got the e-gear. So it was seen as the premium choice.
Interesting. That's so funny how the market has flipped.
Completely shifted. Completely shifted.
Cool.
But yeah, what a great vehicle.
And what's so special about this car is a lot of, and I don't know if you guys know this, of the 33 or 32 North American manual transmission LP640 examples, most were very, very base spec. I was going down a list the other day of all the cars. This is the lowest mileage. There's another car with its original family-owned Blue Nova car, and then from there, you know, most of these cars are in very poor condition, salvage title, rebuilt title, 30, 40,000 miles. So this is a complete unicorn. We are already potentially working on a few clients on this car. And I think before we move on in the showroom, we actually need to take a decision on this car. But this car tells such a cool story. I think we've talked about it before on the channel. This is one of the original 30 Diablo GTRs built for the world. Now, I really believe these cars are still so undervalued. Numbered car, in many ways, the most rare, the most powerful Diablo variant ever made. And basically the race version of the Diablo GT. You know, it has obviously the different rear wing, different oil cooling system, different wheels, different brakes, stripped interior with the roll bar. What's so cool about this car, and actually I would say makes it to me so special, is this is one of a handful that I've ever seen in the world that were actually road registered. And this car, when it was brought to the US as a new car, it was originally sold to the US distributor, Coulian Imports. Vic Coulian, who we've talked about many times on the channel, who was exclusive. He was the Lamborghini distributor for the US at the time. When this car was bought brand new by them, it was later imported to the US, and early on in its life, I believe it was when it was maybe a year old, it was painted in Monterey blue, which was a famous color developed by Vic. Now, let's face it, you know, definitely a cool period piece, but the paint is not the best paint. And it's actually a nice car. I think it's like 4,000 kilometers, so a low mileage car. We are considering now to send it back to Italy, paint it in its original Giallo Evros, and basically, we don't really have to restore the car. It's actually a nice condition, but repaint it to concours standard. How cool would this be? Back to its original color and then road registered. So stay tuned. We'll see what we do with this. What this car does, though, is it tells a great story. I chased this car and a group of cars, a package of cars, for many, many years, probably 10 or 12 years. And through this car, as we were purchasing the car, I asked the former owner, you know, who do you use to service this car? Like, how did you have it serviced? And he mentioned two names to me. He said, Jose and Jeff are the only guys. And I took down the phone number, and I made a couple phone calls, and within minutes, I had the opportunity to talk to Jose Luna. And who Jose Luna was is an important person in the Lamborghini community. Very humble guy, so he'd never admit that. But in the early days, so in the 1990s, when Vic first became the Lamborghini distributor, Jose joined the distributorship, which was based in Vegas at the time. And when these cars were first coming in, so Diablo GTs, Diablo GTRs, 6.0s, he was underneath these cars, pulling out engines, doing all these different things, and spent many, many years and has some great, incredible photos. So guess what? We had convinced Jose to join our team and sort of lead our team with a bunch of his important historical knowledge and just his way. He has a beautiful way of teaching and advising and consulting. So super excited that this car brought us Jose here to Miami and leading a young group of incredible guys and the entire service team as they grow. And our shop is on fire. The entire team here is very busy, finishing a ton of deliveries. The Rosso Vic 6.0 behind us is just finished. That is concours ready, turnkey ready to go now. As you see, our Arancio Murcielago SV is getting fresh tires, full service, I think a fresh battery as well, a bunch of different things to get that car turnkey for inventory. That is in inventory right now. And the SE30 prototype, we're not going to show you too much of this car yet. That is the famous SE30 prototype we sold about a year and a half, 2 years ago. We discovered that car in the Arctic Circle, as you guys remember, and we have spent a ton of time just preserving it, trying to get it perfect back to the way it was when it was first delivered. Silver on red SE30 just went through a full 100-point check, making sure everything is ready for its next home. This is in inventory right now, but I think we have a few pending deals. We didn't even talk about this one. 40th anniversary Murcielago. This car will be going to a new home very soon.
Now, you say you're doing some manifold work on this Murcielago?
The intake manifold has had a slight seep. There's oil puddling underneath, so to make sure the valve covers or cam covers are not leaking. So.
Is it fun working on a mid-engine V12?
Always.
And then the F40 that we recently sold, she is here for a final service, fresh tires, correct a bunch of little details. We've got to change out the shocks. There's a few other details that we need to change, and this will be delivered.
So Jose, what are you doing on this F40?
Pretty much we did a full service on it. timing belts, rebuild water pumps, fuel filters, air filters. Good annual service.
Your history isn't really with Ferraris, right? It's with Diablos. Can you tell me like kind of what your history was
My
with?
history is with Lamborghinis, and I've worked with Ferraris too, with both manufacturers.
What was your history with Lamborghini? How'd you?
Oh, I was hired by the North American distributorship back in the late 90s to be one of their technicians in Las Vegas. That's how I got to work on the Outlaws, the GTs and GTRs.
Another SC30 getting finished for its new home, and then we'll see this very soon on the YouTube channel. One of the 20 or 21, I think it was 20, Sunrise Gold 6.0 SEs coming soon. This car needs a bunch of stuff, but very, very cool story. And next to me is the famous Columbia LM002. Chris from our team is working on this car right now. We're doing a full service on this. A lot of the cosmetics we've started on. We finished refinishing all the wood. So if you look inside, the wood looks absolutely incredible now. Next is a full interior detail. We've done a full cryo detail. So the whole suspension, chassis, and everything underneath now is just finishing a service, going through all the final details before its final delivery into the Midwest. And then another car that is about to leave us. And it's so cool to share with you some of the details. So this is the famous low body out of Japan, the preservation car, LP400S Series 1. This car is sold. Congratulations to the new owner. He is going to be the most incredible caretaker of this car. And our job now is to just preserve this car, share it with the world. So it has undergone its first stage, which is cryo detail. So cryo ice detailing, basically the whole chassis, the whole engine bay, even the exhaust. You can actually see how nice it came out already on the exhaust. You can see some suspension parts came out beautifully. But look at the engine bay, and you know, this is really where restoration and preservation is an art. All of the zinc coatings still came out beautiful. If you look at this, it's a textured paint. Even though it's peeling, we've got to leave it this way. We've got to preserve this, you know, all of the finishes so future generations can just see. These are the original spark plug wires. We've got to try to leave that, save that as long as the car is running properly. These original stickers here. And we are basically going to pull all of the mechanicals now out of this car and simply just rebuild everything. Our goal is not to really try to replace anything that can be saved, we have to save. Do not touch the finishes. That's what I'm telling our friends in Italy. But basically wheels, tires, suspension, brakes, everything gone through. But cosmetically, we will leave this car exactly the same way. Now, the biggest flaw on this entire car is something that luckily is very, very easy to do, and that is the mirrors. These are the later style, the Vitelloni turbo mirrors that were used on the 5000S and later cars. So these would have been introduced right around 82, 83. This is incorrect. It would have had originally a little, in factory photos show us a little mirror there. Besides that, we are not touching anything cosmetically. We're just gonna leave it just like this, all the original stickers, but excited to share with you guys this next stage of the car. Cryo detail is done. All of our paperwork is done. We've got a very tight, good plan to send it to Italy and have basically a complete mechanical restoration, preserving everything, and then eventually a full certification, and then bring this to Pebble Beach to show. So I predict June at Curated is going to be Ferrari Supercar Month. We are chasing 2 F50s, 2 F40s, and another 288 GTO incoming. 2 of the F40s I think will need to go back to Zanasi for a full restoration, but I think it's super important to save these cars now. They're just becoming so desirable, and Ferrari supercars are hot. You've got the F50 Legacy Tour, you've got the potential of the new SP4 being, rumors are saying, being F40 inspired and being a manual transmission. So these former generations of supercars are just so hot at the moment. So very, very excited to take you on a few of those journeys as we chase them down. And then let's go look at another car. This car recently sold, low mileage SE30. I think it's the lowest mileage Viola Lambo 30 SE30 in existence. We talked about this. I chased this car for about 12 years. And this is, you know, most of our inventory are cars like this. But sometimes we find some interesting pieces that do have high mileage, and they do present as an opportunity for someone to drive and enjoy and not worry about. And this is one of them. Now, this car has 33,000 kilometers today, which is pretty high miles for us. Original interior, mostly original paint. If you guys remember, we sold this car a long, long time ago, and this car was daily driven for about 3 years by a gentleman in Atlanta. He used this car. A lot of people spotted him. And then this car later sold on Bring a Trailer. And then basically everything was done to this car. This car went into Ohio to a very famous Lamborghini service place there. And they spent about $150,000 restoring the mechanical. They did not touch. You can actually see a few bumps and bruises on the front of the car. There's some stone chips and things like that. They didn't really touch any of the cosmetics. All they did was the mechanical. So this is an incredible SE30. You know, imagine this car is under $800,000 and turnkey car. Someone could have a lot of fun with this car. There's a lot of value. You could join our Palm Springs curated rally, not even worry about mileage, and have a lot of fun. And next to it is actually sort of a similar example. This will never probably be retailed by us. We might just put this at auction. It's a higher mileage SV. A yellow car that was originally delivered in Canada. This recently came on trade. So yeah, I mean, we do have many a times when these cars are starting to get so rare now, you can't always find all of the 5,000 mile cars that are left.